Hey, KS Guncom, Lyle Cadell again here with you. Glad that you have joined us. And today we have a special guest, as you've probably seen in the description for the video here on what we call Live Fire. And that's my good friend John Correia from Active Self Protection. John, so good to have you, brother.
Thanks so much for having me on, man. Always enjoy coming on with you.
Yeah, man, John is become famous here in the state. You have a great following here in the state, man.
That's awesome.
So, however, we're excited. You guys, and I do work with Mike over at Tallgrass Shooting Sports, but I want it's your guys' national conference is actually coming to Kansas.
Yes.
For Active Self Protection. I want you to tell us about it. Tell us what in the world is going on and who's coming and all that type of thing, and how people can get involved in it. So just take it from there, if you will.
Yeah, man. Ask National Conference 2019, September 27, 28, 29. And it's at Tallgrass Shooting Sports at the Living Water Ranch in Olathe, Kansas.
No, it's right outside of Manhattan, not Olathe.
Oh, my bad. Right outside of Manhattan. Okay, so just outside of Manhattan. I thought it was in Olathe, but I'm wrong. There you go.
It's okay.
Just outside of Manhattan. And we chose that for a couple reasons. I think number one, because it's so central. I mean, basically nobody is getting the shaft of when I got to travel across the country. Everybody's got to travel and a little bit. And because the facilities are amazing. Mike and Lisa have done such a great job with their facilities. We're going to have right now the plan is 4 live fire ranges, 4 classroom settings, every single time period. So it's going to be a conference style. And so that means 2 and 4 hour blocks of instruction. We say there's going to be 5 B's at any given time: bullets, Bibles, barbecue, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, and bourbon at various times of the day. Obviously not together, all of them.
But, yeah, I was going to say.
Yeah, we put all the bullets aside, and always in moderation, right? But so what the core is here is that we decided we did a national conference in 2016, haven't done one in a couple of years. But really, when I met Mike and Lisa, my heart really went out for the Flint Hills Foster Teen Camp. I mean, in Kansas, just like everywhere else, about 50% of kids that are in the foster system at 18 years old are homeless instantly. And of course, and you know this, Lyle, that the Flint Hills Foster Teen Camp does not only summer camps, but residential placements for kids that have been aged out of the system, and helps them to embrace who they are, to build life skills, to actually make it into the world. And Mike and Lisa do that out of their own pockets. They literally have nobody outside who is funding them. And so when we thought about it and prayed about it and talked about it, and we said, look, I mean, it's great to do a national conference, and I don't have any problem with somebody that does a national conference for profit. I think putting all the work into it's definitely worth money, but we thought, let's do it 100% as a fundraiser for the Flint Hills Foster Teen Camp, because I mean, when you invite these kids out, it's thousands and thousands of dollars out of their pocket, and they do a big fundraiser dinner and auction and all that stuff. But here's our goal: is we have some donors, so everything is going to run through the Flint Hills Foster Teen Camp. Literally, not a penny of it's coming to Active Self Protection. I'm not touching a dollar. It's all going. So if you make a $500 donation to the Flint Hills Foster Teen Camp, then you get a seat at the national conference. And that is a thank you. That's thank you for being a part of that. So you're not buying a seat, you're making a donation, and then we are thanking you with a seat. And that is a good. So not only do you get a tax deduction for it, they're a 501c3 nonprofit, but that includes 3 days of training. That includes all your food. They have about 100 bunkhouse style beds. So if you want first 100 people that want it, that register, get them. So that's super cheap. You get food, lodging, and training for $500 for 3 days. If not, if you'd rather not stay in the barracks, we get it. We've got a couple of hotel deals at a local hotel in Manhattan, and they're going to bus people in every day. So we've got a transportation to and from, and the hotel rate's pretty good. But I like staying on campus because then that way you can do all the things, right? So we're going to have some pretty incredible trainers. Neil Widener, our chief marketing officer, Stephanie Widener, our executive officer, me. We got some incredible law enforcement trainers, some other, ASP folks, Mike Williver, Logan Moody, We have Sam Middlebrook from Red Hawk Firearm Training, who is our staff pastor as well. Gabe New from KSG Armory. We've got Brian Hill from the Complete Combatant Infusion MMA, who's going to be teaching. Spencer Keepers. I'm still trying to nail down, but I've asked, and he said, okay. John Lovell should be coming in. Dustin Ellerman's coming in. Paul Carlson from the Safety Solutions Academy. Robert Neal from Threefold Defensive Training. The legendary lawman Chuck Haggard is coming and teaching. Terry Johnson from Firearms Legal Protection. Morgan Ballas from San Diego, who's amazing. Tim Grover from RevTac Firearms Instruction, and more. So we have all these people coming in. Candace Stump, world champion Brazilian Jiu-Jitsuka, going to come in and teach some jiu-jitsu stuff as well. So in terms of the classes, you're going to see 2-hour and 4-hour blocks of instruction. AJ Zito, another one, an incredible gunsmith and competitive shooter and teacher. He's going to be teaching some too. And what you'll see is 2- and 4-hour blocks. So you get a little taste of people's classes, everything from beginner, intermediate, advanced. So, and then classroom as well, 2-hour and 4-hour blocks of instruction. I can tell you some of what I'm teaching, right? For instance, I'm going to teach a 2-hour block on building a church safety team, specifically focused on small churches. I'm also going to teach either a 2- or a 4-hour block. I haven't decided yet on red dot, on using the red dot effectively, as well as AJ Zito is going to be teaching his, which is going to be better than mine. So take AJ's. We're going to have, Spencer Keeper, the guru of appendix carry, is going to be teaching a little bit of his appendix carry class. Things like that. Chuck Haggard is going to be teaching OC spray use for end users. Classroom stuff on Terry Johnson from Firearms Legal Protection is going to be teaching legal and moral aspects of firearms carry, which is incredible. You got an attorney that literally travels the country, gets paid to do this, and that's all part of it. We're going to have great food. Mike and Lisa know how to cook, and we're actually inviting a couple of barbecue teams out as well.
I was going to ask you about that. Who is going to do the?
Now, so I don't know exactly which teams, but I can tell you, Neil is an award-winning barbecue guy.
Yes, right? Yes.
And I also had a competition barbecue team for a number of years. So we're trying to see, one of the big things we're trying to see, Neil just bought a huge smoker. I'm talking like a trailer-sized smoker. We got to figure out how to get it. And if we can figure out how to get it there, I might have Neil and Steph drive down. And then I got to get my truck fixed. But if I can, then I might drive it up and meet him in the middle. And then we'll provide some of that and just make the barbecue. It'd be awesome. But
wow.
So good food and a good time. We're going to start every day, and we tell folks, look, anybody's welcome, right? So, but it's going to come from my worldview and my perspective and what active self-protection does. So every morning we're going to have Bible study and prayer. Now that'll be before, the classes begin. So if you want to call that optional, great. It'll be there for you. Anybody who wants to come can come. That'll be mostly me, Sam Middlebrook. He's the owner of Red Hawk Firearms Instruction and a pastor in Yakima, Washington, and Mike Urban, who's a longtime pastor. And maybe, Lyle, I can convince you to do some too. Yeah. And every night we're going to have, or at least Friday and Saturday night, probably not Sunday night because everybody will be going home, but Friday and Saturday night, we're going to have some worship. Mike Williver, who's a law enforcement trainer and probably my best friend in the world, and his son Edward are coming. And they lead worship at their church.
Awesome.
So they're going to lead some worship every night. We've asked Dustin Ellerman to give his testimony. Dustin's testimony is pretty incredible. I probably won't pass up the opportunity one of the other nights to, I don't get to preach all that often anymore since I quit being a pastor, since I quit at church, but I may not be able to pass up that opportunity to do that there. So we'll have some of that. So there's your bullets and your Bibles and your Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, which is a ton of fun, and your barbecue. And then, Mike is a bourbon guy, right? Mike is a big bourbon guy. So we're going to tell everybody, be responsible. Of course, we're not going to do drunkenness or any revelry or any of those things. But, when you get done, maybe have a little bonfire and sit out and enjoy some of the finer things. I don't mind a nice stogie and a good bourbon every now and again. So once everything's put away, that's going to be a kind of cool thing, especially people that are staying on site. We can just hang out and get to know each other. And that's what the conference is going to be. It's a Friday, Saturday, Sunday, all day event. And I'm just excited for it, man. And 100% of proceeds go to the team camp. So the corporate donors, we've had some major corporate donors step in. People like Firearms Legal Protection is sponsoring a classroom. HK is sponsoring a range.
Wow.
And so in order to do that, those donations are going to pay for the instructors to come in. So all the instructors are donating their time, but of course they don't want them to donate their time and their plane tickets, right? That seems a little over the top task for them.
Yeah.
And so to pay for their expenses to come in, that's corporate donors like that are going to do that. MagTech, and we know is in, and a couple others. We're still working out the details on those. And so 100% of people's registration, their donation to Flint Hills Foster Teen Camp goes towards the kids. So here's my goal. My goal is for 200 people to come train with us for the weekend, and that would raise $100,000.
Yeah, wow.
For the Flint Hills Foster Teen Camp, if we can get 200 of us there. And you think about it, on our main channel, we got almost 1.4 million subscribers. And on the Facebook page, almost 300,000 people. Like, come on, man, 200 people to come and train.
Yeah.
I think we realized we could max out, like with all the ranges and stuff that we have, that we could probably max out at about 300. And so if we get that, that's $150,000, which would be incredible because, I was talking with Mike, I think, gosh, man, I want to check my numbers, but I think he said for every student that they invite, every kid that they really minister to, it costs them $7,000 or $8,000. And so, and those are sunk costs. So they invest it well. But think about this: if we get 200 students there, that means 12 human beings have a chance to live a life that overcomes their childhood, and that to me is totally worth it. And so that's what we're going to do, man. That's what the national conference looks like.
Yeah. So now, I know you mentioned MagTech. They're donating all the ammo for.
So we're still trying to work out all the details with MagTech. I don't know that they're going to donate all the ammo there. They're definitely sponsoring a range, and our hope is to have all the ammo there for people, whether or not they're going to donate that or give it to us at a discount so that we can turn around and give those at a discount to people. I still got to work all that out. It's an interesting company because they're worldwide and they are also based out of Brazil. So it's, you gotta kind of work all those out. But if I told you right now that I could guarantee you that MagTech's providing all the ammo, my XO Stephanie would reach through the internet from South Dakota and punch me in the face.
So people need to bring their Bibles, their bodies, but maybe not their bullets.
Maybe
so
we'll see how that ends up. I hope so.
We'll see. So
yeah.
But still, holy cow!
I'm really encouraged. They just signed on as a sponsor for another 12 months with Active Self-Protection. They've been fantastic to us. So have really allowed me to get better as a shooter. And it's really cool to be able to stand on the range with people and say, hey, listen, this stuff shoots great. And let's train, So that's really a hope. HK has been unbelievable. I've been a brand ambassador for them for, I think about a year now, a little bit more. And they have been nothing but supported, nothing but awesome to us.
That's awesome.
For us. Mantis, their new Mantis X3 and the Mantis X10 just came out, and they are sponsoring as well. And so they're donating significantly for us to be able to show people that these are good companies investing in good things, because none of this, again, this isn't a profit maker. This isn't us. I'm literally not touching a dollar. Like the only dollar I will get is gas receipts, because I'm bringing my wonderful wife and probably our two kids.
Oh, wow. Awesome. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
And so, I may very well drive. And if so, here's gas receipts. This is what I get back.
Yeah.
Like it's a reimbursement. And other than that, we're just going to have a great time. And what better way to do that? So you get a great weekend of training. You get great encouragement for your soul. You get fed. You get housed. You get to bless a child who would go unblessed otherwise, and a tax deduction for it. To me, that's just like swish.
Yeah. So now, some of those guys, are there going to be a lot of handgun heavy, or is there going to be some carbine?
No, there'll be some carbine as well. So definitely some long gun stuff too. Probably handgun heavy. Probably be more gun related stuff than there will be long gun related stuff, but don't hear none. So if we can nail down and I get to finish up at Snag and John level, I'm going to definitely ask John to teach some carbine. And if anything else works out, if nobody else is going to teach it, then I'm going to teach some fundamentals of rifle use and fundamentals of home defense with a carbine. That'd be something that probably I jump into. So we definitely will have some of that. I'm hoping even maybe to grab a person or two who might want to teach the Splattergat, teach some shotgun, and so those kind of things are definitely in there. We'll see how much we get that together. It will be handgun heavy though, because I think that's where most people probably could use some more training, and a lot of classroom stuff too. I mean, you're talking about everything from, again, church safety and security to legal and moral aspects of firearms carry to setting up medical. We're working on a medical class. Working on things like that to be able to that are not range related, but you may never go, well, wait a minute, I don't know how to stop the bleed. I haven't had a stop the bleed class. Well, let's get you one. Let's get a 2 or 4 hour block that you learn how to effectively put on a tourniquet, how to effectively use a chest seal, and those kind of things I think are really important. So you can just get to pick, man. Now the live fire ranges will be limited. Obviously, you can only have so many students in a live fire class, and so those ranges will probably be able to accommodate about somewhere from 75 to 100 people on the range at any given time. And so the rest of us will be in classrooms. So either we're going to have an empty-handed set. We're even looking at, there's a potential we might be able to get a shoot house put up, which is a non-live fire, but like a UTM or a simunition style shoot house, and do some of that stuff. We haven't quite nailed those down yet, so I don't want to overpromise and under-deliver on that. But it's going to be a great time.
Yeah, man. I'm looking forward to this. Is literally like 25 minutes from my house, 30 minutes. So I'm blessed with that.
For me, it's about 20 hours of driving. So we'll see if we end up flying into Wichita or Kansas City, or if we instead make the trip out by vehicle to pull a trailer. We'll see.
Quackers will come either way.
Either way, Quackers is my traveling buddy, so he'll be there.
So if you're following, I encourage you to do that. Follow John on. You can follow him on Instagram at Minister of Malice. It's at Minister of Malice, and you can, or you can just look up the hashtag Where's Quackers. I think that's right, isn't it?
It is. Where's Quackers has become a hashtag. So the running joke there for people who don't know is that I had a little bit of flight anxiety for a while. We were flying all over the world, really, and we were coming home from Panama, and we had some crazy turbulence over the Gulf of Mexico, and just made me really anxious. And my youngest said to me, she's like, "Papa, you need like an emotional support animal, man. You're like a duck, because a duck can fly or swim, so it's cool, right?" So then we got home, and she bought me a little stuffed mallard on Amazon, and named him Quackers. And so he goes with me everywhere, and he reminds me that planes bump. It's what they do. This is good. Everything's fine. And really, my anxiety's gotten far less in the last year, so it's almost completely a non-issue. But he's now my traveling buddy. So everywhere I go, if you look up, on the Instagram at Minister Malice, or on Facebook, my public figure page at John Correia, then you'll find Where's Quackers, and you'll see Quackers winging around the globe.
One question I did have is, some folks are looking at it and they go, you know what, I can get away for maybe Saturday and Sunday, or maybe Friday or Saturday, but I can't do all 3 days. Because of my work schedule or home, or God only knows what's going on. How will that work into the mix for folks?
It's no problem at all. I mean, if you can only get away for 2 days, whatever, we still ask you to make the donation to Flint Hills Foster Teen Camp, but you get to choose. And so if you can, you can't make it till Saturday morning, just let us know that. And that way we're not wondering if you jumped in the lake and fell in and we got to go find you.
And let kind of put this into perspective for folks. If you go to 1 8-hour class with most of your national instructors, the bill's probably going to run you in the neighborhood of about $350. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, something like that. Usually, top tier national instructors are somewhere between $250 and $350 now.
So you're having over 14 of them in one spot. Okay, for 3 days. Mm-hmm. So people look at the amount of money, and I understand that $500 is $500. It is real money, and so people look at that and they go, "Oh wow, you know what? Think about that. You have over 14 instructors in one spot for 3 days, and you're literally, you couldn't do that if you had to pay all of them. And if you word it that way, then you'd be bankrupt."
And the other part of that too is, you think about it, what's a hotel room cost, right?
Yeah.
So a hotel room, normally you're talking $100 a night. It's kind of
$120.
Yeah. So if you did Thursday night, Friday night, Saturday night, went home Sunday, that's $300 right there. Then usually per person, your per diem is about $40. You spend $6 or $7 on breakfast and 12 or $13 on lunch, $20 on dinner by the time everything's said and done. So $40 a day. So that's $120. So $440 of that is included. So really, I mean, it's the cheapest thing you could possibly imagine. You're not going to get cheaper training anywhere in the country at any given time, especially with the quality of folks. I mean, they're really good people. So, and you get to do good. Like, this is an awesome thing. So yeah, and I get it. It's a tough time for folks, and they go, man, $500 is too much, too rich for my blood. Totally get it, man. I get it. But what we're trying to do as well, with everything included, is make sure there's a significant amount there for Mike and Lisa to bless kids, and that's where that comes from.
Yeah. And if they want to get registered for this, and it's right now, I mean, I'm involved in this with you, so I know that the link's available and stuff. So where do they need to go right now to, hey, I want to do this? Where do I go? Here's my money.
Yeah, there's Flint Hills Foster Teen Camp's website. So we'll make sure we put a link in the description for that. Go to the Flint Hills Foster Teen Camp website, click give, and you can give in any number of ways that they'll accept that. And then in the notes, you just put, please, I would like to attend the Ask National Conference, and Lisa will put you on the list and email you back. Thank you for that, and get you registered. So it's easy as that, and then send you a giving receipt at the end of the year as well.
And if you want to go on Facebook right now, there is either at Tallgrass Shooting Sports, which we'll also put a description in. I think we can. I'll think about that. As far as
so in an events tab, you can go to the events tab at Active Self Protection as well.
Yeah, we could do that. I know, because Tallgrass is actually an FFL. So,
you probably get in trouble for it.
Yeah, we don't want to do that. So,
Active Self Protection is not an FFL. So
there you go. But we will put these. They will be in the description down below this video for you to go and immediately get registered. Okay, this is happening again. Give us the dates again. September
27, 28, 29. It is the last weekend in September. Should be absolutely gorgeous in Central Kansas at the end of September. Should be perfect weather. And Kansas State is not in town that weekend. That was the weekend we picked because K-State's out of town. They got an away game, and so we don't have to compete with them for hotel rooms.
Very good. Well, man, anything else that you want to mention?
I think I appreciate it. We just want to see people come out and be blessed and have a great time and get some great training and enjoy themselves and work for a good cause together. We're also, I guess the one thing we didn't say is we're going to have a silent auction as well. So there's going to be all kinds of great stuff that will, again, additionally raise money for the Flint Hills Foster Teen Camp. I know, for instance, HK is putting in some firearms through Tallgrass and giving stuff away. We're going to get a whole bunch of other stuff too. So there'll be a bunch of great giveaways and silent auction items as well.
Now, and I'll put in a plug for you because you haven't yet. If you don't know, you're sitting here watching this video and you're still you just climb out from under the rock. It's okay. It's all right. Wake up. We love you. John is probably one of the most viewed people on YouTube. And has Active Self Protection. Go check his channel out, Active Self Protection. And he's also got a second channel, which is Active Self Protection Extra. And he goes through and you essentially watch people. How do you put it? You watch. So
on the main channel, people send us real life surveillance videos of armed robberies, carjackings, muggings, stabbings, home invasions, and defensive encounters of all kinds. And we do after action reports on them. And so we teach people this is what really happened. Here's what we show. And here's some principles that tell us about why the good person did well or why they were victimized. And so then that way we're all better prepared to protect our family and our loved ones and ourselves. On Active Self Protection Extra, I teach not just concealed carry skills, but self-defense skills. So that could be me. Every Monday, I teach a class on dry and live fire. Here's a skill you can work on to get better with your firearm. On Fridays, we have discussions with attorneys on legal and moral self-defense. So we bring in bar admitted attorneys and we ask them about a lot of them are talking about a particular video. Hey, let's talk about the legal principles behind this. Sometimes it's just legal principles in general, misconduct involving weapons and those kind of things. So then that way people don't do those things. And then On Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, it is a combination of gear reviews and classes, either me teaching or me taking. Martial arts. I have a 2nd degree black belt in a derivative of Kempo known as Umas, and I'm also a newbie in jiu-jitsu. And so, finding time with my teachers to ask them about stuff. So then that way people learn and grow. And so that's what active self-protection is that concealed carry lifestyle.
So there you go. If you haven't got enough, we've been drinking from the fire hydrant here for about 20-30 minutes, and but we'll leave the links down below so that you can get hooked up, okay? And definitely get registered for the Active Self-Protection National Conference, which is called Bullets and Bibles, okay? Which will be, again, at Tallgrass Shooting Sports right outside Manhattan. Lord willing, and we're dealing with flooding right now, so we're hoping that everything will recede and go.
Yes, by September, hopefully, right?
And of course, Tallgrass is located right on Tuttle Creek Reservoir, and so yeah, we're praying for those things. But no, looking forward to that in the fall, and Lord willing, we'll be freezing cold. I know last time when you guys came in September, it was a little chilly.
Chilly in the morning, but it was fine. By the afternoon, we were, even have sweaters on. Life was good, so I don't mind a little cool in the morning, and then beautiful afternoon, perfect, man. That's great. So, especially a Phoenix boy that in September it's like still crazy hot. It's still 105 degrees every day. I come and I go, yay! I need a sweater, yay!
It will definitely, hopefully, be that way. We never know it. Sometimes it's like stupid hot in September here. So it's never know. So, but we're looking forward to it. KSGunCom, y'all. Make sure that you get registered if you want to, and follow the links again. That'll be down in the description below. Follow John on social media. He's always busy doing something somewhere, and always fun to keep up with him and Quackers too. So, please just go ahead and click on the links that we provide down below, and that'll take you to where you need to go. Or watch the video over again and get the information. It'll be here. So. It's always good having you, John. I appreciate you, buddy. I mean, you're a good brother, and just look forward to being able to be with you again here in the.
Thanks for having me on the program.
You bet, man. So, KSGunCom, as always, we always say, stay Kansas proud. We'll talk to y'all later. Take care.